Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your boy Zet, aka Meta Zet. Because if you met me, you met a Zet. And this is Future Time Now. Welcome in. Thank you for joining myself today. Thank you for joining us today. And when I say us, let me go ahead and bring him up here. My man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, Mr. Built in the 80s. What's up, my man? How are you doing today?
What's up, brother? Doing good, man. How are you doing today?
Man, doing fantastic despite everything crashing and crumbling and burning all around us, right?
Man, we just got to keep positive, keep there for the people in our community. Everybody's having a rough go of it right now. We need to make sure that they know we're there to support, uplift each other. But rough time in the market right now. We'll talk about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll get into it for sure. Everybody's probably well aware of everything that's going on around us right now in the market, with the markets, crypto, NFTs, stock market, everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, and then just dive in there and see what's going on in the NFT market specifically. So we'll just go ahead and pull that screen up now. What's your thoughts on it though while I get that pulled up?
I just think it's rough right now. I don't understand. I mean, it went down a whole lot, it started dumping, and then I think at that point emotions started kicking in and fears started kicking in, and I mean fundamentals just went out the window for a lot of people, and then it started dumping real fast. So see, we're down under 2K on ETH now, I believe. We're under 30 on Bitcoin, so they're getting down there pretty low. In my opinion, what I was talking earlier today is that I think 15 to 1800 on ETH is probably where we'll go to in what I think. And if we can sit there and trade sideways for a couple months, then that might be good for the NFT space.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense to me. I think that sounds like a plan. Let's go with that one. So before we jump into the NFT market necessarily, what's going on in the NFT space, we could just take a look real quick at the crypto market and kind of where things are at. Like you're saying, Bitcoin looks like it's rebounding a little bit, over 30K now. Ethereum over that 2000 price point. So a little bit of a bounce back there. It's not doing what some of the people were doom and gloom predicting out there and saying could happen,
I heard earlier today that someone said maybe get down under 20 to 14K. I said, oh my gosh, I don't know if we're going to get that low, but I'm glad to see at least with ETH at 2K, it had a nice little support bounce. It's nice to see it back over 2K and sitting there nicely.
Yeah.
That'd be a good consolidation range too at around 2K.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to probably get down around 1800, and I think that's where it did maybe a little lower and find support there. But yeah, I was hearing predictions as low as like 600 or 800. And, to be fair, that's probably not like today. And also to be fair, that doesn't mean that's, not still something that could happen. So, but anyway, I did hear some predictions along those lines.
Not financial advice, but if it gets down to 600 to 800, I'm dumping some money into Ethereum. I promise you.
Absolutely, big time. Yeah, I'm with you too. So now jumping over to Alpha Sharks here, just to take a quick look, at the NFT space. Now that we got this kind of up and running, working for us, as you can see, not a lot going on in the market when it comes to NFTs. In fact, it's like dead. Usually this section over here on the bottom left there, usually that section will have things going on, popping up, trending or whatever. And right now, I have it on 5 minutes, so there's not really anything happening. But even going out 30 minutes, usually there's something there. You have to go out a whole 12 hours to see stuff, which is kind of a little peculiar, I guess. So you can see the volume. Obviously, this was the other side land sell here. That huge spike, and we've been kind of downtrending, especially the last day or two. Excuse me, last couple days. So that's just kind of what's been going on, going back to everything that we've been seeing with the markets. Do you think that there's like one big direct cause of this, or a lot of compounding factors that all just compounded on top of each other. Is Luna like a big culprit in this? Because I know that Luna's been a big deal in all this. I mean, it went down 90 something percent.
And I'm still so confused by it. Like, how did it go down 90 something percent? That is just, it's crazy. It was like 99.2% fall. I mean, just unreal amount of fall. I think that some of the things that go into it are, the interest rate hike. I mean, we follow the stock market still a lot. When stock market does bad, people are afraid to spend money. And so, unfortunately, the crypto market suffers because of that as well, So I think until the market matures and NFT market and the crypto market matures into their own market and their own space without, the if you will, the strings attached to the stock market, that we're probably still going to follow those ups and downs with it.
100%. Yeah, so that's just a little recap on what we've been dealing with in some of the markets. Just a quick little overview. A lot of people are feeling the pain. I mean, in general, overall, people's bags are down like 50%. I mean, just as a broad stroke when you're looking at the NFT market. So that's substantial, and so people are definitely feeling the pain. And I think that we might still see some carnage. I think that there's still some carnage to be seen and had. And so I don't think we're quite out of the woods, I mean, by any means. And just even though we're seeing some support and a little slight rebound there, it's still yet to be seen what's going to happen here in the next few days and weeks and whatnot.
Yeah, I think we may go through the summer in a little bit of a bear, and then as we get into midterms and we come up onto the fall and get into the winter break, you might see it run a little bit. You might see the economy bounce back a little bit, and it kind of flow over into the Web3 and crypto space. So right now, what do they say? I know this is so stereotypical, but we build, right? These are the times you got to put your head down and grind it out a little bit and try and work on what you know is going to work.
100%. That absolutely, it might be a little cliche, but that's the truth. And also what people don't realize is this is where things are created, where big, I don't want to say fortune is made, but, not necessarily fortune in the way that, people might think when it comes to money or bags or ETH, but, creating a legacy, creating an empire, creating something that you've built, going back to building. This is the time that you can do that, and you can really create something from nothing. There's a lot of opportunity. It's so wide open to people right now in this space. And with it being a bit of a bear market, it's actually even more ripe with opportunity.
Yep.
This is the time to really seek out some good opportunity and some good options for future plays, whether that's with collecting or trading or what you're looking at, getting into blue chips, or building, literally building your own thing, whatever that is, whether you're into coding and the dev side of things, whether you're into the community side of things. There's so many opportunities out there to become mods, community mods. Get involved with the community. You could run contests and do things within certain communities or projects, which will open other doors of opportunity for you. So yeah, I think right now is even more advantageous to people who are focused in and intentional and kind of knowing what to look for, or at least even being open to that opportunity.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this is the time you network. This is the time you make those connections. And I think what projects mean and what we mean by we're building during this time is 99% of the NFT projects that everybody talks about failing, this is the time they fail. this is the time that they go to zero. This is when everything crumbles to the ground, because when those teams get under the pressure and they get under having to build with everybody just fudding and talking shit and not wanting to be around because everything's going bad and they're still grinding it out, those are the ones that are going to make it. And most of the time, that's that 1%. That's the ones that are going to flourish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's groups out there that are really building and still strengthening their community and going to work through it, and they're not going anywhere. And I mean, one that comes to mind is Thingdems. You know, they've really got a really strong community, and I know that they're not going to go anywhere as far as like the leadership, Luke, the artist and the creator and everything behind it. There was just a community spaces yesterday that I hopped in, and he was in there, you know, talking with the community and about some of the plans and everything. So, you know, they're struggling just like everyone. I mean, I don't think there's anyone that's not suffering right now. And they're one that I think that, you know, they're going to be here for the long term. You know, now whatever that means as far as floor price or investing into the project or whatever. But I think it's a really cool project as far as the team leadership, you know, the community, the art behind it, you know, and mainly the community and what they're able to do together. So for example, they have Thing FM, and I know that they've just kind of rebranded that. It's a legit digital radio station, and they're going to be opening that up to their members. You know, they're going to be doing a lot of member created content, I should say. You know, they're going to be opening it up in that way. So inviting their holders and members to take part, you know, more and as much as possible. So I thought that was cool. That's just one that comes to mind. What's one or two that you can think of that you think are going to be here for the long haul, even if they've been suffering, even if they've minted out or even haven't yet?
Well, I mean, one I'm in, you know, is Dr. Frankenpunks. I really enjoy that community. I think the team they communicate so well. They do Twitter Spaces and YouTube Live, and they're not going anywhere. That's that type of team that, you know, they're going to build through this, and they're going to put out all the stuff that they have on their roadmap, and they really want to make sure that the community is part of something bigger. They have an NFT Worlds coming out that they built, Punksville is what it's called, and they're about to airdrop world token to all holders to kind of start the economy inside of that gaming universe, if you will. So it looks pretty dope. And then I think another one, and this is fairly new, but Neuromod is gonna be another one that I think the team behind that is just one of those teams they're gonna grind during this bear. They're gonna get this education platform out that they were talking about. We've already seen, you know, some of the quality whitelists that they have, some of the flash crates that they're doing with a Zerk pass in there. I mean, that's 2 Zerk passes they've given out now in those crates. So they're doing some big stuff over there in that community too.
And that's substantial, the Zerg pass, you know. So
yeah,
I mean, that's what I was like hoping for. Yeah. So Frankenpunks, that's one. Yeah, I absolutely agree. As far as Neuromod, that they're here building, and one thing to say about Neuromod is that they're also building for new people in the space. Like, one thing that they're really doing is carving out a niche when it comes to education and being a resource for newer people, you know, to provide that information, that education for them, somewhere to go, and they have full-on training programs and everything as well, as part of the, you know, the roadmap, as part of the utility and being an owner and everything.
Yeah, they're really trying to appeal to the newcomer and to make sure that people are getting in the space, are getting educated, and they're not getting wrecked on their first project. So I appreciate that.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, real quick, we'll get back into it here. I just wanted to show people, this is Thingdems, if you were kind of wondering. These are the reason I'm showing you these is because, like everyone right now, they're suffering, and their floor prices are kind of just like most projects, you know, and a lot of these are criminally low. So right now, 055 on Thingdems. So again, not financial advice, but these are some projects that are definitely going to be around for the long haul. So if you're looking for some good established projects that have really good communities and a lot in the pipeline to come, then this is one to look at. Now, so that's why I wanted to mention it. And then like MBA mentioned, Dr. Ethville's 3D Frankenpunks here, 0.041 is where they're sitting right now. And so just to give you a quick highlight of kind of what the art looks like on these, this is a derivative of the CryptoPunks, but like a 3D 3D play on it. And the art's really cool. I like it. Thingdems, it's pretty unique, simple. I think that, a lot of people love it or hate it. A lot of people love it, but it is very, I guess, unique as well. So those are a couple to check out as real quick, just to mention. That could be ones worth checking out because I think that they, have a future and a good entry. So, but again, not financial advice, of course. As always, we are not experts by any means. If you're going to learn from me, it's probably going to be from my mistakes. So, as always, do your own research and make sure to consult with an expert before you spend any of your hard-earned money. Right?
Yeah, always.
So, real quick, I'm gonna hop around. I'm all over the place. I apologize. Boom, that's where I was getting to. Future time now. Make sure you go give us a follow. Check out. We got a little bit of rebranding there recently. We're gonna keep pumping out the content. So just a quick shill for the people. Just a quick plug for you all. Make sure you go and give us a follow on the socials and all that and whatnot. Because we're brand new out there with it, and we're gonna definitely be rewarding our longtime followers and supporters. So we see you guys. We love you guys. So thank you for supporting and following us. So that's just a little bit of kind of what's been going on. The recap, if you will. Wreak havoc in this market is what it has been. Havoc has been wreaking and raining down upon us. But you know what? It's just like that one meme with the dog in the fire office. It's fine. This is part of it. And yep, if you got on this roller coaster, strap in, get ready, buddy, get ready to live, because we're just getting started here.
Hey,
and
that's part of the fun of all of it, right? Is this wild ride we call Web3? Shit is great.
100%. So speaking of wild rides, speaking of that, you might have seen when I was hopping around screens, we're still getting the technicalities dialed in here, but don't you worry, we're hiring a full-on staff. We're building out a full-out studio. It's going to be luxurious. It might take a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years, a decade, however long it takes. We're going to get there, but we're building it out with y'all. And like I said, we're going to support those who support us. And so again, thanks for being patient with us and giving us the grace. And you might have saw while I was jumping around there what I'm about to bring up. But if you have been, in this space at all or been paying attention at all, on Twitter or in Discord at all lately, you know what I'm about to talk about. What's the craziest thing that's happened this week? You know what I mean? In Web3.
Project Phantom Network, sir. PXN, gentlemen.
Well, see, that's not even where I was going with it. I'm going to get there, but really the craziest thing that happened this last week is Mr. Zagabond.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And Azuki. And when I say this week, I mean, it shows you that every week is some craziness, right? I don't even remember what last week was, to be honest, or the other side, but every week is going to be some kind of fun or some kind of drama. So this week, the drama is Mr. Zagabond, who is the one of the people behind Azuki, came out with an article, and as you can see here later, fessed up that he effed up. So why don't you give us a rundown on what that fiasco is, that debacle?
Man, it's just real disappointing. Apparently, he had 3 projects before these. the way he explains it, I mean, people are saying it's a rug. It looks and feels like one. That's a really, harsh term to put on people. But the way he tries to explain it is they were failed projects. How long is a founder supposed to wait until they, give up on a project, which I don't think that, you should just fall out and leave the community high and dry. I don't know how I feel about the whole situation. I definitely think it's wrong on the 3 projects before Azuki. I definitely think that the fallout after this was found out, and you see where the floor of Azuki is now, that I think it was warranted. It's just disappointing. You really had high hopes for Azuki and what they could do and the things they were doing, and to find this out about one of the key founders behind the project, it's going to put a lot of FUD on it, understandably with people. And so, but we'll see how it moves forward from here. Hopefully they can do something to turn it around and earn the trust back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. Yeah, it seems kind of like a I don't know if a cop-out's the right word, but he basically said, yeah, I used those 3 experiences to learn. That's how I learned to get to Azuki. And in some ways, that's probably true. But he did that off of the backs of people that, he scammed, basically. He ripped off and took money and he was pretending to be a female in one account. He wiped all the accounts or totally deleted all the accounts later and just disappeared into the night, to totally rug these projects and these communities. So it's interesting, that he.
See, I hadn't read all those details that you're putting out there. I just really read kind of the Twitter threads, and I mean, if that's the right information, then yeah, those are complete rugs. There is
oh,
no
yeah.
denying that.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's safe to say that the first 3 were rugs. I mean, he's saying that, he's like, how long do you have to stick with the project? And I think that's a somewhat of a valid argument, like if it's dead and there's no volume and, but he was totally anonymous and then, deleted the social accounts, like I said, one of them, he was acting as a girl named Amanda, I believe, or a female named Amanda.
Yeah.
And, so I know that I think that those ones you can consider rugs, and so a lot of people are defending Azuki and, and saying that, it's definitely not a rug. You can't call it that. And I mean, it's hard to say what happened. I mean, maybe whether he just like kind of struck gold with this Azuki and was like, oh, wow, it really struck a nerve with the people. And this one is successful. And so, whether he fully intended to see it through to begin with, or then later saw, hey, this has blue chip potential and a future. I don't know. Why do you think he came out and exposed himself?
I mean, I thought that they were going to put an article out about it. And so he said, well, I guess since I got found out, I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of this, was what I thought I had read.
There were rumors, that, that was going to be the case, that I think it was Cool Cats, but who knows? It's just rumors, hearsay, that they were going to expose them, and so he got out ahead of it. But the timing couldn't have been worse as far as the market, and the floor price already went from like 40 ETH to like 30 or 20 ETH. I'm not exactly sure, but timing definitely wasn't good for holders. And I know if you're an Azuki holder, you're feeling the pain, and this has been a rough week, I'm sure. We've seen it kind of all over the place, as far as the pricing, a lot of action, a lot of volume, a lot of action. And I mean, it went down as low as I believe 6 ETH.
I can't believe it's back up to almost 13 again.
And now it's back up to about 13. Yeah. So just looking at the last 7 days, you can see this dip right down here. Yeah. Looks like down to point or yeah. Oh, what is that? I can't even see for sure. But like I said, I think it got down to like 6 ETH and yeah, it's back up to about 14. So still tons of volume. So yeah, just interesting to see. But another interesting thing to see is where that volume also went, because a lot of people pulled their money from Azuki and then put it into other projects like PXN, Phantom Project, the one that you mentioned.
Yep. Man, that's down to 3.652. That shows in this market right now that nobody's safe. I mean, this was up all the way to, almost 5.2 when it initially launched and for the first couple days after. And this is no slouch of a project now. This is not something that's just running on a hype train and nothing's gonna happen. This team is the Nanoverse team. They have got a plan for what they're gonna do with this project. There's a lot of big names behind it. I mean, I am just, the FOMO is at all-time high for me for not having one of these.
No, me too. If I had Azuki, I would be getting Azuki out of there and picking up some PXN. That's for sure. Again, not financial advice, of course, but that's definitely where I would be putting my ETH as well. If I was going through what these holders have been going through the last week. And I'm definitely feeling the FOMO of not being a PXN holder right now. I know some of the homies are, and I'm putting it out there, manifesting them a one of one. So we're gonna put a good word out there for them.
Yo.
So what's the connection with Nanopass? Can you explain that to me? And what the Nanopass version 2 is going to be?
So I think that they're going to have like slight, pathways. They're in the same world. I don't think they're going to be directly connected in any way as far as, like one utility is going to directly affect the other one, but they're in the same universe. And then I know that the Nanopass people will have access to the utility of PXN minus the white box. We won't have access to that because we have the black box, obviously. So that's pretty cool. I've been in the PXN dashboard, where it is basically like a Discord and a Web3 eBay space. It's pretty cool inside there. So if you have a Nanopass and haven't been in there yet, check it out. Go check it out. Phase 2 of the Nanopass is what's really exciting. That's going to be artificial intelligent desktop assistant, in essence, that can learn and be upgraded. And it's going to cause a market for the Nanopass itself with those data fragments. So all of these assistants can only be upgraded by data fragments. I believe there's going to be 10,000 assistants, and there's only 5,555 Nanopasses that create these data fragments. So there's going to be 4,500 of these assistants that have no data fragments, no way of being upgraded. So they're going to obviously have to buy data fragments from people with Nanopasses in order to upgrade these assistants. So I'm pretty excited for what Nanopass has coming and for what they're building. And then phase 3 is the actual universe. That's actually when the land you have becomes, alive, if you will, to where your assistant can live inside of that land and you can start to build on it. So phase 3 should be a lot of fun as well.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. I think they got a lot going on, and that's why I was saying, if it were me, I would much rather be inside of the Nanopass and PXN ecosystem and world than the Azuki ecosystem and world. And what were they going to do? I mean, I heard there's rumors of maybe a game with Azuki, but other than that, I mean, is it just down to the art and the profile picture, the status, the PFP? Is there any other?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what the utility was on Azuki, or I know that everybody loves art.
I know everyone got these beans.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like I'm hating right now. I don't love the beans. I'll tell you that. I don't necessarily love the beans.
I'm not gonna pay 4 ETH or 5 ETH, whatever they were at.
I would have loved to have that airdrop to me. Now let's be real. I would have loved that. I'm just straight up. Now I believe that art, I heard it was done by the artist behind Hello Kitty or some affiliation there. So I guess that's the appeal there. It just didn't really match with Azuki to me. I mean, that's the big thing for Azuki is their art is just so crisp, so clean, and that's what set it apart to me. That's what made it that S tier project. And then, you know, and so I thought Beams was kind of the first misstep, but that was like nothing compared to kind of what we've had happen this last week with Zagabond and the news and all that. So that's going to be tough to recover. But as I say that, they're sitting at 14 ETH or 13, excuse me, or whatever it was. They recovered okay. Is the point.
Can you imagine playing that? Can you imagine playing that FUD all the way down at 6.5 or 7 and buying in right there? And now being at 13, you can sell a 5 ETH profit just playing the FUD. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine, but you know, he knew what he was doing. I mean, that was strategic. It had to have been strategic in some way. Whether it was like trying to get out in front of some dumpster fire or FUD or something that was going to explode in his face, or whether it was strategic for whatever reason.
Here's a question for you, because I mean, it was strategic to me. Because no matter if the floor price is going up or down in volume sales, what is still happening?
Everything's
being made.
And you know what? And I bet you they've had a lot more volume the last few days than if they didn't say anything. Than if they would have just let it ride. I bet you there's been a ton more volume because of it. And everybody's been talking about it. It's been on everybody's lips, everybody's minds. And with that, we don't need to kick a dead horse. We don't mean to, you know, go over what everyone's been going over, but it's definitely the topic of the hour. And so we would be remiss if we didn't spend a little time just to talk about it and give you our opinions. So with that being said, let's move it forward. Let's move it on, move it forward. And you had a couple of projects that you wanted to bring up or mention. I asked you before we got on here if you had a couple of projects in mind that you wanted to touch on real quick. So with that being said, if you could, you know, let me know about this one. I know that you were giving me a brief detail on it, and basically you just told me that I wasn't up to snuff, couldn't make the cut. I mean, wasn't going to get in here. NGMI, right?
Yeah, man. I think this is going to be a good project to get into. I mean, the first thing that really drew me to it is you have to do a 15-minute doxed interview just to get in the Discord. So just to get in there, I had to do basically a FaceTime call, talk to the person, that, you know, asking you questions like what kind of value you're going to bring to the project, what kind of value you're looking to get from the project. So they're marketing themselves as kind of a high net worth, high value project for those type of individuals, people who want to get in the space for Web3 inside and outside of the space. And let me tell you, the dashboard that they showed me looked crisp. And it's not only going to be for Web3, but for stocks, for stuff that's outside of this space. So I think it's going to be a really great project. And the community's cool. Like the people that are in the community, they really want to bring value. They really want to help the community out in there. You know, there's people in there just spreading a wealth of knowledge. And we're talking professionals that are doing, you know, a lot of high value stuff. So it's been enjoyable to be in there. Now, I will say that the mint price on this is going to be very high. It is $4,500 USD. And they are actually taking a vote right now to pay for it in USD and not pay for it in Ethereum. So you basically charge a credit card if you want and go ahead and buy this NFT. But I think in the long run, it'll probably be worth it. This might be, hot take, your next proof collection.
Okay. So yeah, hot take, short take is that not gonna make it because, you know, I have to get the interview set up. Then I gotta call grandma to borrow. How much did you say?
4,500 USD.
I gotta call grandma and my auntie and my other auntie too.
In there, you still got time, and I think it'd be worth it, man. I think that you get a lot of value out of this.
Well, if it is the next proof, I mean, you're dang right. It's definitely going to be worth it if that's the case. And if you guys are interested in checking it out, as you can see here, you can come book your spot. It's Gentlemen's Croquet Club. And there's the website, gentscroquetclub.com. Go give it a look. See if you can get in there. you know, your chances are better than mine, at least. So we'll say that. So let's move in. What's this project here? Tiny Astro.
So this is just going to be another tools project. I just want to bring it to everybody's attention. Tools is the meta right now. It's hot. That's what's going. I mean, we've had Alpha Sharks. We got Cyber Hunt coming out. We got this Tiny Astros coming out.
Flipper.
We got projects. Nifty Dash is coming out with a different type of tool. A little inside alpha there, but we'll get to that maybe in our next video. But I just want to bring it up for a tools project. It's going to be the same type of tools as Alpha Sharks got, as how do you say it? Cunuin, C-O-N-I. I never know how to say that project's name, but yeah, the same type of tools as that. So if you didn't get in on those projects and get those tools, this might be a good one to follow. It's still early. See if you can get into the Discord and try and get the whitelist for it, because in this space, having a set of tools is a game changer. It will make you a better trader. It will make you a better mentor. It's good.
Absolutely, 100%. And you know, speaking of tools, since you brought it up, real quick, we'll just give a quick flash. The Nifty Dash. Hey. Go give a follow. Get into that Discord if you can. That's some alpha. We're in there helping out with this project, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be massive for people that can get in there, just to help you out to be better in this space. It's gonna be huge. So just a little alpha. Nifty Dash, at Nifty Dash. Get in there if you can. Get in there while you can, early, all that. So just wanted to mention it real quick. And then, you know, I think we're just going to keep it moving and button it up here. One last thing I wanted to mention, a project that I wanted to talk about that I am very excited about is, as you can see here, La Cosa Monstra. No, I want to say La Cosa Monstra, but it's just Cosa Monstra. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it just literally just got announced today. And Mr. Gabor Cuspo, also, you know, I need to make sure I'm not butchering that either. So forgive me. It's just my poor dialect of the region I'm in, but super excited about this. So if you don't know who Gabor Cuspo is, he is the creator of Rugrats, Wild Thornberries, Real Monsters. I mean, basically, 87% of my childhood. So I am super amped about this one. And just to show you, here's a quick little sneak peek here. Right? So I think that looks pretty sweet, pretty enticing, pretty exciting and dope. Inkhead Studios, and again, that's the sneak peek. Cosa Monstra NFT.
Definitely his style of artwork. It looks amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah, 100%. So go check that out. I'm telling you, you're early. Look at this right here. 924 followers. I mean, this literally got announced yesterday by the time this video gets up there. You know, or whenever you get to see it, who knows, but by the time we're filming this video, like literally hours ago, they announced this, and just shared this sneak peek and reveal, and just shared this Twitter. So get in there, because you're super early. There's not even a Discord yet, and I've been talking with the team, and I am hoping to help the team out, and so that's why I wanted to kind of give you guys a quick heads up on that and let you guys know, because like I said, I am super bullish on this project, on everything my man does, and really excited about it, and I'm hoping to help the team out. So again, I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on that, a line in on that one. Go check it out, Cosa Monstra NFT. It's at Cosa Monstra NFT. Super exciting, and you're super early to it. So just wanted to go over that again. My man, NBA, Mr. Built in the 80s. What's good with you? We're going blank. What you got for us?
Man, I'm ready for the week. Ready to get through this. If you know anybody out there, y'all need to talk to somebody. You need to you know, express your feelings during this tough time. reach out to one of us, tag us up in the Discord. You know, we're always willing to talk about things. It's gonna be a tough time on people right now, especially if you got a lot of money invested. You know, just realize money is not everything. You know, it's this magical energy here.
And those are the names right there. If you want to hit us up, I mean, just add us at those names, and you get at us on Twitter. You can find us out there in the Web3 world. We're here. If you need someone to bend their ear, someone to lean on, someone to give a hug, a virtual one at that, you know, we're here for you for real. We know it can be brutal out there. We know it can be tough. Keep your head up. It's not the end of the world. I promise you, whatever you might be going through, it's going to get better. And in fact, usually, almost always, any kind of thing you're going through, that's just the makings for greatness. That's makings for something so much better. So just stay positive, because usually that just means another door is opening up for you, even when one closes, you know. So like I said, we're here for y'all for real. If you guys need anything at all, we're here. Our virtual doors are open. You can always reach out, and we'd love to hear from you. You know, just know that we're real people. We're going through it too. And like I said, we're happy to be a resource or be a shoulder to lean on. So with that being said, I want to say much love to everyone who's tuned in. If you've made it this far, you're the real one. You're the real VIP. You're the champ. We appreciate you big time. So this is Future Time Now. This is MetaZet, my man Mr. Bill in the 80s. We surely do appreciate y'all. And we're going to see you on the next one. We're going to be here for the long run, the long term. We definitely ain't going nowhere. There's no rugs when it comes to Future Time Now. We're here for the long haul, and we're building. So much love, guys. Mad respect. See you on the next.